going on, everybody? Chase here, and the guys and I had a really busy week this week, and we're currently here shooting the camera car stuff for my Chase on Two Wheels channel. And you guys have been asking a lot of questions about the camera car stuff right here. Specifically, you wanted a cost breakdown, and since we had a really busy week this week, I figured let's do a cost breakdown of the camera car so you guys can have a better understanding of how much all this stuff costs. But will you move the motorcycle before a guy hits it? You can move it over here. Now guys, I want to be clear, I didn't just randomly go buy all this stuff. I have been filming this stuff for years, so I'm not trying to flex or anything. I'm just trying to answer y'all's questions about how much all this stuff costs. Spoiler alert, it's freaking gross. Okay, now before we get started, I'm breaking this down into two pieces. There's the rigging of the camera car. This is the rails, the gimbal, the tranquilizer, all that kind of stuff. Then we're gonna break down the camera package, which is everything right there. And then I'll give you guys a total price of what it all costs. So let's start out with vehicle rigging. First up, we have the Ronin 2. This is the gimbal that we use. I will put a note in here. If you guys want to know what each individual item does, we did a video of like what's on my camera car 2021. I'll link that in the description. I go into detail about what everything does, but we're just going to go over pricing at this point. $8,400 for this guy. This is the Ronin 2, as you guys can see, Ronin. Okay, next up is the black arm. This is a Flow Cine black arm, and this is also the tranquilizer head. This is one thing, the black arm is one thing. You can buy them in a pair, and it costs $8,100.
$8,100 for the...
$8,100 for the black arm and the tranquilizer combo.
Good. Nice.
You think more or less?
I thought it was like maybe six at the most.
Yeah, $8,100.
That was me being like, no, it's probably really good.
I will say, I checked these prices this morning just so we can have the most accurate numbers.
It always makes me more nervous to drive it.
Okay guys, so that's the major price point. So next up we have the speed rails, which are these aluminum rods here. They are about $65 each, and we have 3 6-foot rails to make our little triangular situation on the Jeep. Alrighty, continuing this setup, next up is the trailer hitch mount. Like we got this little tow ball hitch. This little mount that grabs the speed rails, that is $165. Moving upwards from that, we have these Cine-milled clamps. These guys are $100 each, and they are what connects our top speed rails to our vertical speed rail. That is the key to the triangular position here. Also, these guys from Cine-milled, I've had other like swivel clamps that did not work anywhere close to them. If you guys are even thinking of doing this setup, I highly recommend these Cine-milled things. Cine-milled, not paid by them, not sponsored, not nothing. Paid full price for them, and will gladly pay more if I need these in the future. These are the only ones I will use moving forward. All right guys, the final piece of this rigging setup is up here on the top of the Jeep. These are called Hollander Fittings, and what they are is a speed rail goes through them. You can tighten the speed rail down here, and then you can bolt them to things if you want to bolt them to a wall or a plank of wood. So with those holes, you can attach these things to basically anything. As you guys can see, we are using them to attach them to the roof rack of my Jeep. Now, before we get to the camera package, let's talk about the vehicle carrying the camera car. So I'm not including this in the price of the camera car because, you know, you should have a vehicle if you're doing camera car stuff. This is my little 2012 Jeep Compass. That thing was paid off like years ago. So that is what we're currently rocking out. Oh, hi.
Hey, can you move your turd? Yeah.
Are you saying?
Yeah.
It's a Jeep, drive over it.
Can I? Over that?
No, you know what, good point. Otherwise I would say yeah. How dare you? How dare you? Oh shit! Okay, GG. I didn't expect that.
Driver skill.
Oh, driver skill, gotcha. All right, so guys, if my math is correct, just the rigging for this vehicle is $17,105. That's $17,105. What that gets you is being able to carry some sort of camera on a car. That is not the camera, lens, or anything. So before we get into the final cost of the camera car, let's break down the camera package itself. All right, guys, so first up on the camera package is the camera body. You know what? Got an idea. Let's grab our little controller here. That way we can move the camera around. Okay, let's look at the camera. All right, guys, so first thing up, we have the Canon C200. If we pan over to the side, this is what is capturing all of our data. This guy is going to be $4,000. This is the C200B. It does not have the viewfinder, and that works out really well for camera car use, flying it on the gimbal. And also, who needs a viewfinder? Let's move you around so we can see better. All right, guys, so next up on the C200 is the C200 cage. This is the tilted cage. This guy comes in at like $512 or something like that. I would highly recommend you get a cage if you do have a cinema camera. You don't want to be mounting hard stuff to the actual camera itself. Way safer to have a cage. All right, guys, next up is the crowning achievement. This is the Canon CineServo 18-80. I did an entire entire video reviewing that lens. It is absolutely stellar. I love it very much, and it also comes in at a terrible price point of $4,600. Yes, the lens costs more than the actual cinema camera. All right, this lens would be totally useless if we didn't have the follow focus. We are using the Nucleus M follow focus. We've got the 2 units. So if we, this is the controller here. If we rotate, we get rotation. Battery low, look at that. So as you guys can see, the little motors will move as we move on that. That allows us to control the lens while we're in the car. Okay, next up is this little guy. This is a tear deck, and what it does is connect to the C200. It transmits data into the car. Now, before we go into the car, the tear deck is $2,000. Let's move to the car and show you what it shows up on. This little guy is a wireless monitor that works with the tear deck. It's got it built in. This guy, also $2,000. Before we get too far down this list, I do have to include the CFast 2.0 cards that the C200 takes. If you want a 512 gigabyte one, that's gonna set you back $500.
Oh, what?
That's just the card, my guy. Now, it will shoot on SD cards. You guys probably know what SD cards price-wise go for, but if you want that CFast raw, like light codec that Canon does, yep. Okay, back into the car real quick. You guys actually might need a little less ND. If you guys notice, we have the Cinemilled head mount. This guy is legit. I love it. Cost $150. This guy, heavy duty friction arm to hold this monitor, $100. We adding up a lot. We getting high up there.
CFast card.
Yeah, the CFast card's a lot. Hi, Patty.
Hi, guys.
Hey, bud.
Hey, bud.
This is the CB channel, so you'll.
Oh.
This actually makes sense for you to be here. Patrick, we only have one thing left. If you guys don't know, hold on. You guys might not see here on this channel, this is Patrick. He's typically holding you guys. So when we went and did that Mustang video, he was driving and holding the camera. So you guys can say hey to Patrick in the comments.
Hey, guys.
The final part of the camera package is a $27 battery that goes into the back of that monitor. I like the ones with the little levels on the top. You guys see here. That way you can actually see how much battery you have left. Otherwise, it's a guessing game. And that brings us to a total for the camera package alone, $14,746. Oh, Patrick, we're not done. We're not done.
What?
If you guys are curious about what the total camera car package cost, everything you see here, that comes to a total of $31,851. That does not include the price of the vehicle.
How much does this Jeep cost?
Probably
12,
$10.
$13?
No, Kelly Blue Book says a solid 10 on the Jeep.
So three
That's
times
generous.
as much on your Jeep.
Yes, this camera package and camera car setup is approximately 3 times the value of the vehicle that is transporting it. I am curious, how much did you guys think a camera car like this costs versus how much it actually costs? Do you think it costs more than this, or are you just blown away at how much it cost to do this?
I would submit that this is on the light end for camera cars too.
I don't know if you've been on these videos. Guys, meet Bo.
Right.
He works for me over on the Chase on 2 wheel side. Anyway.
So like this is just a Z-axis isolator. They have mounts that mount to a car itself, like frame, that have even more of the isolators.
So there's like a 5-axis gimbal.
So that one that's on the Ferrari or the whatever,
the gyro thing.
Yeah, it's like $100 just for the mount.
Yeah, so
this is actually cheap.
No. So I wanted to let people know, I know this is a lot of money. It is a ton of money to me, but in the world of camera car, this is looked at as a budget setup.
Yeah.
This is not, we're not including the guys that hang out the vehicles. Do not condone that. No. We're going to the highway. We got to be safe. But as far, I mean, this is legitimately a budget camera car setup. So
you put it in that perspective, this is actually not as disgusting as I thought.
Yeah. If you're going to the semi-pro level, this is about entry point.
Are there other brands that make stuff like this that isn't like the known brand?
There are more companies coming out every year that make a black arm style
That could be something interesting
piston thing. Yeah, try stuff out. We're a tiny channel here. We don't get to try stuff out like I do over on the motorcycle YouTube channel. The sun is really challenging me. So yeah, guys, that is the price of the camera car. A lot of you guys have been asking. Hopefully this kind of sheds some light on what this whole situation is. I do want to reiterate again, guys, I've been doing this stuff for like 10 years. I've been, as I work, I save my money up and I buy a new piece that will help us get the shots we want to get. If you guys aren't familiar, over on my motorcycle channel, Chase on Two Wheels, we do a first rides, which is what we just got done doing. And we get some shots that look like this. That is what we use the camera car footage for. We use the camera car footage to cut in and out of the GoPro footage of me actually riding the motorcycle. I know a lot of you guys have asked for a behind the scenes of what a first ride looks like, and we are going to do that. I've got a really cool motorcycle we're going to be doing first rides of soon, and we'll do a full behind the scenes video here on the CB channel, the Chase Bueker channel, of what an actual first ride day looks like. But yeah, guys, that's the cost of a camera car setup. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, it's super helpful to hit that like button. And if you want to learn more about camera stuff, that's what we do here on the Chase Bueker channel, specifically focused in the camera car realm. So guys, I'm Chase. I'll see you on the next one. Later.